Good Lord. The Washington Wizards get evicted from the paint in a 119-104 loss in Toronto to the Toronto Raptors. This game was won and lost in the paint. Come on, y'all. Let's talk about it next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Don't y'all forget now, your favorite podcast now has a newsletter, introducing the Locked On Wizards Daily Newsletter, a one-stop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with all new free Locked On Wizards newsletter. Tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. It is that easy, y'all. It's your boy BScott again with my guy AB, and the Washington Wizards do lose 119-104 in Toronto, and this game was won and lost in the paint. So let's take a look at some numbers real quick, and then I'm gonna get my get the take from my guy AB over here. So looking at the tail of the tape, look, and I say it all the time: men and women lie, but stats don't. And if you look at the stats tonight, out rebounded 86-63 by the Toronto Raptors. Now, with those 86 rebounds, they were able to get 54 points in the paint. Offensive rebounds sunk the Washington Wizards. 28 offensive rebounds, which in turn led to 33 second chance points. So they were able to extend possessions, and it killed the Wizards tonight. So AB, was that the founding factor for tonight's loss, the paint?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, yeah, it was when you read stats off like that, you know, they don't lie. And then also Lawson with 32 and 12. I mean, holy, can't let him do that. And then I mean, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, they'll get what they get. RJ Barrett almost a triple-double. Emmanuel quickly. Like, there's some solid players in that Raptors team, but overall, it's just that third quarter. I think team got outscored. It was 19-34. So coming out after halftime, you just can't come out that flat. And under 20 points in a quarter is hard, especially like if you want to win games in this league. But you know, it is what it is. You know, the Wizards, they went 1-1 with the Raptors these past two games, and as much as I want to say like, oh, like again, like rebounding's been an issue, like there were some bright spots, and I can't wait to talk about Alex Sarr and my boy Tristan Vucevic.
I mean, no, there were definitely bright spots. I mean, like I said, from Sarr and Vucevic, there were bright spots overall. Not the best shooting night. I mean, to me, 3-point shooting is a beautiful thing till it's not, and until it becomes a detriment. And 3-point shooting destroyed them offensively. They relegated so much to shooting 3-point shots, and it destroyed us. Look at some numbers. Bob Carrington, 1 for 8 from 3. Jordan Poole, 2 for 7 for 3. Alex Sarr, 2 for 7 for 3. Tristan Vucevic, 2 for 8 from 3. AJ Johnson, 0 for 4 for 3. Corey Kispert, 3 for 8 for 3. At what point do you bring the ball inside? I mean, it's like I said, the 3-point shooting, they depended so much on that 3-point shot, and they were not getting the most out of their possessions, and it killed us. I mean, rebounding, yeah, you got the rebound, the daggone ball. The offensive rebounds killed us. And like I said, with the negative comes the positive. Like I said, Jordan Poole, look, their game plan against him, man. And all in all, he was still able to get 16 points. And so, like I said, they focused on him. They were very physical overall against the Wizards. I mean, there was a lot of chirping. RJ Barrett, I'm telling you, man, almost got body slammed by Buck Carrington. I'm just saying, like, there was a lot of chirping, man. Keyshawn George playing tough with and so, like I said, I like to see that from these young guys, man. They play with a chip. I love that from these young guys, man. But I want the aggressiveness to translate in other areas outside of just chipping back and forth. Yeah, I love the aggression. I love the attitude. I love that, man. But look, man, we got to get nasty in the paint. You know, this is if you look at, you know, Alex Sarr, 16 points, 11 rebounds, but his shot just wasn't dropping. And like I said, while his shot did not look good tonight, I will say this: he's aggressive, and now he's starting to show a lot more aggressiveness in the paint. You a lot of, you know, post moves, playing was back to the basket at times, putting the ball on the floor and attacking the rim. That's what I love to see from Alex Sarr, man. But now it's coming to the detriment of his mid-range 3-point shot. So now let's bridge it together. Let's make it more balanced. We're going to see him definitely stretch the floor from 3 and from mid-range, but show some touch, show some aggression in the paint. And I think that, again, I'm a firm believer that he's a diamond in the rough. This kid is going to be a star here in the 202. And like I said, I already covered Jordan Poole. They really focused on him on defense, and he still was able to drop 16 points, 6 for 12 in the field, so he was efficient, 50%. 2 for 7 from 3, but like I said, overall, 3-point shooting was a struggle for this whole team overall, man. You mentioned it, Keyshawn George. He is starting to look good, AB. He's starting to look really
5
good.
blocks. I'm looking at the
5 blocks.
Are you kidding me?
Look, when he came out of the U, a lot of people were just talking about him exclusively as a 3-point shooter. Dude, defensively, he's a dog. I mean, he had a couple nice block. I mean, this kid he's in my opinion, is definitely an above average defender. He's going to be an elite defender. I'm saying right now, and that's what I'm saying, that the MO with what the Washington Wizards are doing is what? Versatility, defending and playing multiple positions, being able to stretch the floor, and defense. All 5 draft picks underneath Will Dawkins, man, are players who they can stretch the floor. And yes, in the event of, Bilal and Alex are very raw, but you see the potential offensively, but they're defensively minded players. I mean, Bob Carrington shows a lot of energy on defensive end. Jordan Poole has gotten better, a lot better than last year defensively. I mean, Corey Kispert has shown strides. I think it's a combination that, not only the players are putting in the work, but look, Brian Keefe is known as a developmental head coach. Fair enough, right? But he's a guy who defense is the MO. He's got a system where defense is the emphasis, and these guys have bought in. Now tonight, you got to play 4 quarters and you got to rebound the basketball. That's what sung is. But there were good moments tonight, AB. I'm with you. So, real quick, AB, like you said, Lawson, 32 points, man. I mean, he was getting it tonight, man. Looking at our second unit, a couple of bright spots real quick. I'm going to ask you about AB. Vucevic, 15.7 rebounds, man, 1 block, 1 steal. And Corey Kispert had a better game, 5 for 12 for the field. So, Vucevic, I mean, are you ready to pencil him in as the backup center in the future, or do you still think that you bring another 7-foot in here to compete with him?
I mean, he's been showing why we shouldn't, man. This is what we talked about it earlier. When you give him minutes, he goes out there and produces 15.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. I mean, a second-round pick. How many times have we said that we don't even in the past our second-round picks were across the world playing somewhere else, and now he's already contributing. Like, it's huge, and this just goes back to the front office. They know what they're doing, and a guy Tristan Vucevic, where genuinely can go out there, and that mid-range shot that he has, so sweet and buttery. I just think at the end of the day, right now, what he's been doing is it's not really like, you're not really saying, oh, is it like, that's not worry about that backup center right now. Because right now, Tristan Vucevic is showing us why he's that backup center. And also potentially, if, knock on wood, Alex Sarr ever goes down with an injury, he can go in there and start. Why not?
My man says sweet and buttery. I like it. Got me hungry over here, man. But I agree 100%, AB. Like I said, Vucevic, I mean, I'm always down with competition. Like I said, with that second first-round pick in this upcoming draft, man, like I said, Danny Wolf's guy. There's several other people that I would target. But Vucevic, man, when given minutes, he produces. You see the potential, especially for a second-round pick, because he's probably has the most impact from a long time from our second-round picks, man. So he's shown up and he's playing at a high level. And like I said, I'm not against competition, but I think that, give him the second half of the year, man, and see what he can do, because he's definitely making a case for being the backup center of the future behind Alex Sarr, man. And like I said, both him and Sarr, they can play the 4. And I don't know about you, AB, but if you look at that tall lineup in the fourth quarter, they didn't look bad. Yeah, obviously Bilal, and get into Bilal real quick, man. That that dunk where he kind of slipped and he fell wrong, man. Even though there's a lot of chipping, I don't think it was a dirty play. I think it's just one of those mishaps where if you go up, man, somebody's going to meet you, and it's unfortunate. So I'm going to ask you real quick, man. We know Bilal can fly. Do you kind of want to see him kind of stem a little bit as far as these highlight dunks, man? We know he can do it, man. But as you know, AB, both of us play ball. Anybody knows ball knows that when you go up, there's going to be a defender that's going to beat you up there, man. So do you kind of want to see him kind of crunch out that?
I think the saying is when you go up hard, you better expect you're going to fall down hard. Because, again, I love the explosiveness, but I think one thing about the great players in the league is they know how to manage it, knowing when to use it and when not to risk it. So, again, Bilal is a young guy, so hopefully he'll learn from it. But I still want him to be explosive, go to the basket. And obviously, when you're being explosive, it doesn't mean you have to dunk the ball every time. Just be crafty going down the lane, and don't be so don't settle with that jump shot. And I think Bilal will be fine. It was a little concerning, but again, it's just a young guy, and hopefully he'll learn.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of nasty falls in his time here in DC, man. Like I said, we know he's that high flyer, that guy who could put somebody on a poster. We know what he can do. It's just, I'm looking at it as an investment. Like you said, he's a guy who's part of this young core going forward, man. I don't want him to sustain a really bad injury because, like I said, you don't know how you're going to fall. I mean, you're hoping you end up like a cat and end up on your feet, man. But, it's not guaranteed. That fall was nasty, man. And if he goes 2-3 inches towards his head, it lands on his neck, man, then we're talking about something very unfortunate. So, like I said, I love the fact that he's got that it factor when it comes to attacking the rim, man. But at times, kind of want him to curtail a little bit. Sometimes you don't have to put a man on a poster. Try to do a layup. Try to be a little more safe because, like I said, I want him to look at it. Look at himself as an investment. He's part of this long-term vision, man. And I don't want to see him hurt. That's my biggest thing. And I definitely don't want to see him sustain an injury that's going to change his standard of living. Because, like I said, there's been some bad falls in this league, man. And like I said, there's people that, I don't know, you guys remember a lot of bad injuries. I mean, Paul George and that leg injury he sustained. Gordon Hayward with that injury he sustained, man. You don't know how you're going to fall. Like I said, I'm a big ball player, man, and the big reason why I don't play anymore, and I'm kind of want to get back into it, but ankle injuries all the time, landing wrong on the ankle. And like I said, I got an ankle, my right ankle pops where I can it freaks my wife out. But like I said, you don't know how you're going to fall. So I kind of wanted him kind of be careful, man. But like I said, this game was lost on the boards, man. They have totally evicted us. They gave us a 30-day notice and said, get up out of here, man. Like the boards were all in Toronto's favor tonight, and they capitalized. So we're going to get into a preview because, look, the Wizards have a back-to-back. They're heading to Motown to play the Detroit Pistons. So we're going to get into a preview for tomorrow night's game and then get in the comments like we always do. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by DoorDash. NBA fans, get ready. They swoosh, you save. Thanks to Dash Pass, every time a player drops 50 or more points in the game, you score a huge deal the next day. It's simple, y'all. When a player scores 50 or more points in the game during the 2024 and 2025 NBA regular season, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order, up to $10 off the next day from noon to midnight. So I say it all the time, guys. You tired from work, don't feel like cooking, order DoorDash. You're smoking or drinking on the weekend, order DoorDash. I mean, there's so many good reasons to order DoorDash and become Dash Pass members because, again, you get 50% off an order and up to $10 off the next day when a player scores 50 or more in the game. So, look, don't take my word for it. Just use promo code NBA50 from noon to midnight after a 50-point game, again, on eligible orders at participating merchants. Must have an active Dash Pass account. Visit DoorDash.com to learn more. All right, AB, let's get back into this thing. So, like I said, the Washington Wizards do head to Motown to face the Detroit Pistons. And like I said all the time, this is not your father's Detroit Pistons, man. This team is ready to compete in these conferences. Not quite ready to be a championship team, but they are definitely heading in the right direction. So, what is one key to victory for you, AB, and one matchup you're looking forward to?
First of all, I want to say, it's crazy that we're in a time where, not too long ago, the Wizards or a particular player on the Wizards made fun of the Pistons for being that team, of being on a crazy losing streak. And it's funny how time works. But Cade Cunningham, that's going to be a fun matchup to see. I think hopefully Bilal is okay. I want to see him match up against Bilal. I think Cade Cunningham is an elite scorer in this league and just a young guy. And Jalen Duren, we talked about rebounding. He's a double-double machine, so you got to be able to contain him on the boards. And then when this Pistons team, 7 games above 500, like they have some really solid players. Jaden Ivey, I think he's out with the fibula injury, but we saw what he could do. At one point, we wanted the Wizards to go after him. That brother is bouncy. So this Pistons team, there ain't no joke. And again, it just goes back to I want to see the Wizards. How can they bounce back from a game where tonight you got out rebounded by a lot? Can you show improvement, or are you going to still not box out, still not get those 50-50 balls?
Look, man, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. So I'm going to say that the one key to victory is you got to win the battle of the boards. I mean, if you look at these guys they have in Detroit, Jalen Duren is a double-double machine. I mean, this is one guy I liked in the draft when he was chosen. I'm a big fan of Jalen Duren's game, man. He's a baller. But he is limited offensively, and that's a big point to make right here. But Isaiah Stewart's another guy who can get in there and get nasty in the paint. Tobias Harris, Alger Thompson, guys who can definitely get in there and get rebounds. So, yeah, one matchup is obviously, Bilal and Cade Cunningham. You need to shut down, a franchise, guy and Cade Cunningham because, like I said, this team is better than Detroit. It's not that same team where you don't want to be that team, right? I'm just saying I ain't going to name drop nobody. But Detroit is definitely in a better place this season, man. They are currently at a record of 36-29. So, like I said, they're definitely a team that not quite ready to compete for a championship, but a team that's definitely in the conversation within the next couple of years for Eastern Conference dominance. So, another match we look at is obviously Jalen Duren and Alex Sarr. Now, I'll say this. Duren is a guy who, look, Alex Sarr is going to have to really bring the energy, man, because Jalen Duren is a double-double machine. Now, saying that, if I'm Alex Sarr, I'm bringing Jalen Duren out to the perimeter. I'm trying to spread their defense out. And this is where players like Keyshawn George and Corey Kispert, this is where they make their money, man. Moving out the basketball, backdoor cuts. I want to see them move without the ball and try to, again, backdoor cuts, utilize the pick and pop, utilize the pick and roll, but bring Duren out to the perimeter and just open up this, opportunities and open up the defense, man. So that is one thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. So, all right, before we get into comments, AP, do we have a prediction for tomorrow night?
Yeah, this Pistons team, there ain't no joke. Not like your old Pistons team. So I do see the Wizards losing, unfortunately, but I will say I think they'll hopefully do better with rebounding wise. I think Bilal, if he's able to play 100%, fingers crossed, he'll be able to. I think he'll give Kick on him some tough, at least contain him a little bit, because that's what we want to see defensively. We know their potential, and just like you mentioned, if Alex Sarr can bring out Jalen Duran, can the shooters make their shots and will the shot be falling? If the shot's not falling, are they gonna keep settling, or are they gonna take it to the hole?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, man. Unfortunately, I think this is gonna be a loss for us, man, because there's a lot of depth on this Detroit Pistons team. I mean, to have a chance, we've got to counter their second unit. I mean, Kate Cunningham, yeah, hopefully Bilal's healthy, man, because I don't want to see him, hurt. That was a nasty fall. And like I said, you definitely want to kind of curtail the aggression a little bit, even though we know what he can do. But looking at Detroit, I mean, they got a nice balanced team. I mean, with defense, their ability to stretch floor, Malik Beasley is probably going to be, he's in the conversation for sixth man of the year. I mean, he has been playing lights out ball in Detroit, being that sixth man over there. Dennis Schroeder, guy gives us fits all the time, dating back to his time with the Atlanta Hawks. Ronald Holland, man, a guy that, I kind of was looking at in the draft, even though he's very raw, but you see a lot of potential in him. So that's another key I want to see is we got to counteract the second unit. Tonight, man, giving up 32 points to a guy on the second unit. I mean, even though we had glimpses tonight, you don't want to give 32 points to a guy on the second unit. I'm just saying you don't want to give a 32 at all. But for a guy on the bench, we can't be doing all that. So I'm with you. I'm going to say it's a loss. Now, it's not to say they can't sneak one, because like it says, any given night in the NBA, man. I feel like they've been fighting hard. Tonight was the boards. I mean, we got killed on the boards. And if we had better rebounding, maybe we're in a better position. Because like I said, if you look at the first half of this game, I mean, we were in it. They made adjustments, we didn't. And that third quarter was a defining factor where it killed us. So fast forward to Detroit, this team can play. Like I said, this is a team that is definitely a playoff team. Nice balanced team, Tim Hardaway Jr. shooting. So again, perimeter defense has to be a focus, because Tim Hardaway will humble you, man. He will humble you from three. So, all right, guys, we're going to get into the comments, and then we're going to call it a night. But before we do, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. March Madness is here, and FanDuel's giving you the chance to get in on action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks, that is, to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, and even who's cutting down the nets. I'm just saying. And there's so many reasons to get into it, y'all. Picking your favorites. Look, I've got my eye on a few underdogs this year, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, game props, all in that, man. Easy and fast. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly. No waiting around. You ain't gonna wait days or hours. You get your money in your bank account right away. So look, visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. FanDuel. All right, y'all, man. Let's laugh and cry together. Let's get in the comments tonight. Like I said, appreciate everybody rocking with your boys tonight, like you always do. So starting things off like he always does, Locked on Law. It says, Sarr shooting is just atrocious. It was tonight. And like I said, I do value his aggression. He's got to balance out, man, because now he's showing a lot more touch around the rim. And now his three-point and mid-range shot is starting to suffer. So right now, outside of consistency, AB, is being more balanced kind of what you want to see from Alex Sarr going forward?
Yeah, no, definitely. Again, shooting, I think is just something, you're a rookie, the first year with the off season, with hopefully with the right trainers, you can definitely fix it, the mechanics a little bit. So I'm not worried about that. But the one thing that we harped about was just him being aggressive, and he's gotten better and doubled back to back. I mentioned it before the stream, back to back doubled as a rookie last time, John Wall. So that's a good company to be in. I know Bub Carrington also hit something recently, and it was with some a good group of players. So this young squad that we have, really, I can't stress it enough how optimistic I am about them.
Yeah, absolutely. Overall, I'm very optimistic with this team, man. Now, obviously, rebounds got to get better, man. It's got to get better. And looking at Alex Sarr, looking at Vucevic with that, man. You got to hold the paint down, man. You've got to dominate the paint. So, let's see. Mac Hung. Oh Lord. It isn't shooting anymore. He just threw the ball. Yeah, I mean, he was chucking it up tonight. I'm not gonna lie, man. But like I said, I do value the aggression from him. Giovanni Santana was good. He says rebounding left the chat. Yeah, rebounding stayed at the hotel. Rebounding, did he get on the plane? I mean, I'm just saying rebounding was a detriment tonight. Shook Biz One, my guy, says no hat trick. No, sir, not this time. Mac Hung also says tanking on purpose while already 13-49 is wild. I mean, I don't think, whether they admit to lose this game or not, the boards lost this game. So they've got to get better because, like I said, Jalen Duren will humble you real quick, man. So Alex Sarr, I think he has I'm not going to say favorable, but I think he does stand a chance if you can bring him out from the paint, man. But he's got to be on P's and Q's, and he's got to dominate in the paint. He's got to bring that aggression. Let's see. Nomadic Brian says, hey, Vuk had good use of time. Oh, absolutely. Vuk, man, can play. Second round pick. Just saying. Like, when given minutes, he produces. And that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at him as a future backup center, a guy who can look kind of like Marvin Bagg, man, where he can play the 4, he can play the 5, a guy who's versatile, a guy who can stretch the floor. He's a 3-level scorer. Once he figures it out consistently and gets consistent minutes, we got something good in Vucevic, man. I'm trying to tell you. Let's see. Alan kind of echoes what we're saying. All I care about is Bilal being okay, not having a serious injury. I know you walked it off, but still want to make sure nothing's fractured. That was nasty fall. You're not going to know till tomorrow because, like I said, his adrenaline is still up. He's going to feel it. You best believe, man, he's going to feel it in the morning. So, yeah, man, shout out to Be Cool, man. Hopefully he's all right, man. Don't want to see him injured. Don't want to see anything career or life threatening, man. Like I said, those falls, man, those are scary falls. So hopefully he's 100%. And if not, give him some time, man. Like I said, we know what it is. College Shabazz, how you doing tonight? Says Wizards draft Harper or flag and sign Miles Turner in free agency. You know what? I mean, what do you think, AB? I'm gonna let you answer this one because I'm not exactly ready to dismiss it.
Yeah, no, Miles Turner. I mean, first of all, unless like he's getting paid a bag. I don't see him wanting to come here. I think he wants to go to contender. Also, I mean, I'm not really. I'm more worried about the draft picks. I don't think throwing a bag of Miles Turner, I think it'll affect the timeline that we have here. So I'm good on that. I don't know what you think.
Look, I ain't gotta say nothing. My guy AB already got it locked down, man. Like I agree 100%. Like I said, I'm intrigued, but we got Sarr, we got Vucevic. I'm looking at adding another 7-footer in the draft, man. So we don't really need Miles, man, because he doesn't fit the timeline. So I agree 100%.
You remember the last time we overpaid for a center in Indiana? I think you remember his name.
Ian Mahinmi, man. Lord have mercy. Good Lord. I mean, Ian Mahinmi. That was one hit scratch of an offseason, man. I understand. So I'm with you on that, man. Focus on what we have already or what we can add during the draft, man. Let's see. Mac Hung says Mobley can make a layup while Sarr cannot. Offensively, Sarr is just awful. He's getting there, man. I mean, we knew coming out of the draft he's going to be raw. He's getting there. He's showing a lot more touch and aggression in the paint. We just need to find that balance. Stretching the floor as opposed to touch and aggression in the paint. Once he finds that balance and finds it on a consistent level, he'll be just fine. So I agree, but give the brother some time, man. Khaled Shabazz again says Sarr got until Wemby become a free agent. He give him some time, man. I mean, obviously Wemby's a lot more flourished, man, in his role and his ability. But give Sarr some time. And I'm a big believer in Sarr. I think he's going to get there. He's a rookie, man. He's a rookie, and he's very raw offensive coming out of the draft. And the previous level of the NBL did not set him up for success as far as being a center. They kind of just said, "Hey, do whatever you want to do, man." They never. I don't. Like I said, I don't want to put anything on anybody, man. But to me, looking at his scouting report and looking at his tape in the NBL, man, I mean, there's not a reason why he brings the ball up 15, 20 times a game. I mean, I'm being real with you. I don't see that scenario happening here, man. Shook Biz One says, which would you prefer from Sarr, inside presence or outside domination? I want to balance because if you really want to fit the mold of the modern day big, and I kind of, I feel that AB, kind of agrees with me, man, that you got to be balanced. You got to be able to dominate both ends, not only offensive, defensively, but all 3 levels of scoring. That's the modern day mold of the NBA center, man. You got to be able to do both. It's not Patrick Ewing days anymore or a larger one. You got to be able to stretch the floor a little bit. So I think he can get to that level, but he's, like I said, he's got to be able to be a threat at both spots, man, because you can't be exclusively an inside guy because they're going to game plan against that. For you to be that weapon that we know he can be, he's got to be able to be, balanced. So Brando 72 says Bilal's overrated. I can't I can't agree with that, man. He is an elite defender and his offense is raw still. I definitely want to see some progression going into year 3, but right now I'm not ready to say that, man. What do you think, AB?
Man, if someone came up to me and told me that I'd do what LeBron did to Stephen A. Smith, tell him to watch his mouth. No, man, I look, you want to get your opinion about that because that was something that we didn't talk about. But no, Bilal, man, give him some time, bro. Year 2, we didn't expect the jump to be this early. year 3, if there's still some concern, then we can talk about it. But give him some time.
Yeah, give him some time, man. We got nothing but time. Like I said, we got a whole nother year next year. You're going to see some progression, man. Trying to tell you. This is I am Almighty God. Okay. He says, I'm admire. Oh, good Lord. I'm admire Wizards fans' faith in this loser organization. I mean, it's easy to really crap on this organization. I get it, man. But look, for anybody who knows that this team is heading in the right direction. It's not always about the stuff that you see on the court. Is about the behind the scenes. And you guys don't, I'm telling you, man, you have no idea the condition this team was in before the adults got in the building.
And it's the little things too, B. I'm telling you, once those little things add up, that makes a winning organization.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. Shook Biz says, well, on a positive note, Commanders had a good first day of signing. I'm just saying, we got a new left tackle in DC, and Deebo Samuel is now opposite Terry McLaurin. I'm just saying, y'all, come on now. Man, if you ain't happy about Commanders football, man, I don't know what's going on with you, man. Like I said, we are definitely headed in the right direction. I'm just saying. All right, this is going to be the last comment of the night. Shook Biz again says, would we rather start to be David Robinson or Tim Duncan? Tim Duncan, easy. But that's the thing, though. Tim Duncan wasn't a three-point shooter. I mean, he was, he had that mid-range. He knew how to hit every bank shot in the book, man. I mean, Tim Duncan to me is the best power forward all time. It's not even close in my opinion. Tim Duncan was just that guy. Dave Robinson more of a traditional big, but I'd rather him be closer to Tim Duncan than I would David Robinson. Let's see. Oh, and Shook Biz has a question for my guy AB. He says, I always wondered what that hat was he's wearing.
Yeah, I only have Wizards shirts and like a jacket. I need to get a hat, bro.
Yeah, man. Look, we're gonna get you a hat, man. All right, we got one more before we call it a night. Brando72 is on the road tonight. I'm not gonna say the word. Is Greek. Ted Leonsis is a joke owner. I mean, brother, have a beer. Like, have a beer, man. Find some positivity, man. I get it. You're probably not a fan of Ted Leonsis, man. But like I said, the one thing you can say is that he finally has bought in. Like, he knows they need to rebuild. Going to year 3, we have all the right pieces in the right places, man. So, like I said, we're headed there, man. Shook Biggs one says BScott has 40 hats. I'm a hat head, man. So yeah, about there.
I could just tell from the back, man.
I'm a serious hat head, man. Like I said, I used to be a guy that keep your head cut and everything, but I'm getting older, man. I need to do something here now. So every time I get a cut, you won't see the hat on. But now, so you guys know what it is. When the hat's on, I probably need a haircut. So, all right, everybody. Appreciate everybody showing out tonight, man. Rock with your boys tonight. You're gonna catch us around 9:30 live tomorrow night, following the Washington Wizards and Detroit Pistons matchup. So tune in for that. All right, everybody. Before we roll, got anything else, AB?
Kate Cunningham versus Block Ball. That's a matchup that I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna catch y'all tomorrow night. Hail to the Wizards and peace.